no, I was just okay. I'm gonna go down this list, and I just want to say what I agree on and what I don't agree.
Some of them are clear, like everyone should agree on them naturally. Some of them you can ask questions,
That's
but
what I was
like,
gonna do. Be quiet, okay? And let me go.
all right, if you wanna tell me to be quiet on my panel, you can get banned. What's wrong with you? And you're laughing like, no offense, like a goofball. Say it, like I can't say anything worse than that. So I'm gonna call you a goofball. Yeah, you're. It's a mocking laugh, right? You're not laughing like a sincere, respectable person. You're telling me to be quiet on my panel. I'll tell you to be quiet. Right? You're just mad.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
So if you disagree with my views, you can bring your differences. I'm not here for a debate, right? I'm here to share my
No, I
views.
agree.
My
No, I
views are.
agree, bro.
I've thought out my views over years, right? This is from my own head. So if you want to come up here with
Yeah,
some respect,
they're foolish. You shouldn't listen to them.
yeah. But if you
They're
have a
spreading
different
this.
view, then bring your different view. We have different ways that we look at life. This is
Yeah,
how
yeah,
what I
yeah.
believe would produce a healthy marriage, healthy like strong families, and better people.
Yeah. I got a question.
Go for it.
How do you study? Like, do you have a routine? Like, how I need a
Um,
study routine.
I'll be honest. I'm just I just have a passion for this.
So you just do whatever you want.
I think about things. I don't know. It comes. I don't like. I just come across knowledge randomly and I learn it.
Thanks, bro. I mean, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, no
Thanks,
problem.
bro. Love you.
I love you too. Take care. If you want, if you have a question, just raise your hand. Here, I'll raise you since you love to yap. Let's see what you have to say. Can you speak? You have two options: speak or get banned. Oh, she ran. If anyone has a question, just raise you. By the way, yeah, the person left. Grown man saying 15 to 16 should follow their desires. Or you think your desires are lying to you? You think your body's betraying you, telling you to be intimate, telling you you crave human touch, telling you crave reproduction, that you want to like literally lay down with a woman and have children? Your body's just lying to you. No, you've reached maturity. Your body's not lying to you, but you're not ready for maturity because you first of all you didn't develop on a proper diet, so you're underdeveloped. Like your bones haven't developed properly, and they should have. Oh, what's my name?
I still don't really understand why there's not like a doggy thing in there.
Yeah, this guy's just a loser, I'm gonna be honest. So, your mom can be a doggy, and that would make her a good woman from your worldview. Yeah. Oh my god, I got voice comm banned again.
Modern school
No,
system.
I'm not saying to avoid it like
No,
Here, I'll
bro.
tell you
That's
why. So, modern school systems are not like the schooling and education of the past. I would never tell people to be uneducated, but I don't
okay.
want children to be harmed. I don't want people's outcomes to be destroyed, so I would
So
advise against schooling. Because the current
so
schooling system is just destroying our societies.
so would you say to enroll your kid in a private school?
Private schools aren't much different than public schools. Maybe they could be slightly better, but what you should be doing is learning how to function as an adult, and you should be preparing yourself for adulthood, which school doesn't do that, right? By the time you reach
Yeah.
adulthood, you're not ready to be an adult. School doesn't prepare you to be an adult. In fact, you sit down all day. The
Yeah,
vast
but
majority
you
of
need
schooling is
school
to
to
sit
have a
down all day.
career.
Yeah, but you don't. You nobody can learn how to work a career by sitting down all day. You know how you learn to work a career
Okay,
by
wait.
being an
Okay.
apprentice. Yeah?
When you want to be a doctor, right? What do you have to do? You have to go to school. You have to go to
No,
university. You have to
yeah,
do all
you
that.
study a bit. Yeah, no problem. But most of your learning is gonna come from being an apprentice. Nobody learns open heart surgery by reading books, right? You're gonna learn
Yeah.
open heart surgery by being an apprentice and learning directly from the professional who's been doing it for 15, 20 years.
Okay, so what do you mean by avoid modern school systems? Because I'm kind of confused.
So modern school systems are built upon co-mixing. They're built upon like capitalism. So they're just there to make money off of you. They're built around like teaching false ideologies, such as lying to you about nutrition, such as lying to you about such as teaching your children ideas that will take them away from their culture and their religions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Schools that are known for making people atheists. Schools are also a system where you're away from your family, so you're not socialized properly because children are socialized, well, human beings actually are socialized through being in a tribe, right? You're not socialized properly by being around other people's tribes, which is their children. This isn't gonna you should be around your own tribe. That's where you learn the
Okay,
most.
so
Those are people who care for you the most. Um, you're not gonna get bullied.
um
You're gonna get bullied being at school, right? If there's something wrong with you, you're gonna get picked on for it. If there's something wrong with you in your tribe, ideally, like you know, you're treated with love because you're included within the tribe, right? Um,
so I have a question. How would you like, I guess, fix this?
return to schooling systems that existed in the past, which is like not a
What do you
system
mean?
that tells you to wake up at this specific time every day, go for 7 hours, sit down, not allow your children to play. Like children
So
should
can
be.
you give me an example of like a system?
I
Because
can
I'm,
actually. Um, I can
what
give great
keyboard do you
examples
have?
actually. The schooling system. So, do you know? Are you familiar? You asked if I'm Muslim, but do you know the Islamic Golden Age? How they handled schooling at that time?
I'm not that familiar with Islam's history. I'm sorry.
So Islam had a golden age of around 500 years, which was a time of advancements in technology and maths and sciences and all sorts of things, and philosophy. So,
But were kids at like you know, at a facility or whatever?
so, I got you. So, in the 8th to 13th century, by the way, we have some of the greatest scholars the world has ever seen, produced from this, like literally the creators of algebra, of
Yeah, I
like
was
the
about to say you guys doing
Arabic
math.
numerals. Yeah,
Yeah.
like of modern science was built upon this philosophy. The Greek philosophers, like their works were lost. They were translated by the Arabs. Um, they were literally just collecting dust in libraries, and
Okay,
the
but
Arabs developed their philosophy and shared it
okay,
for the world. Yeah.
um that's I don't want to sound sarcastic or anything. That's great, but how did that school system work? Like, did they
Um,
have, students coming into a facility and like sitting there and learning and then going home? Or was it like,
so you would go into a facility. I don't think they had
okay,
chairs and desks. Probably just sat on the
yeah,
floor, which is more
like
natural.
you were grouped together with different people,
Yeah,
right?
but you weren't grouped together with the opposite gender, and you weren't grouped together. Um, and it was a more honorable system. There probably wasn't
So,
like, yeah,
so your suggestion would be to make schools separated by
people
gender, separated by
well, people were
religion,
losing
and
their
separated by
chastity by
alpha?
going to school, right? Like they are today.
Wait, what do you mean by chastity? English isn't
So,
my first language, so
chastity is just
I'm
men and
sorry.
women sleeping around outside of marriage.
Oh, okay. So adultery.
Adultery, yeah,
Okay.
fornication. Um, so, let me just pull this up.
But wouldn't, okay, actually no, let me not ask that. Because I was gonna say like wouldn't like I guess segregating them, yeah, wouldn't segregating them tempt them more to sleep together? Like,
No, because in an Islamic society, when you begin to develop desires for a relationship, you marry. You're not told to not marry, which you are in the West. In the West, you have desires for a relationship, which like, no, you can't marry until until you finish your high school, and then you start your college, and then you get a career. And maybe when you start your career and you've worked a year or two and you've saved up, you can start to get married. And you know what happens during that time of about 10 years, to be honest, is roughly 10 years. You're gonna fall into relationships outside of marriage because you can't just ignore your desires. And someone's gonna come and try to prey on your desires, right? Someone's gonna try and take advantage of you. And you're also taught that your chastity doesn't matter. So when it does matter,
I'm just I don't know. Everything's very I'm Catholic, so I guess I agree with part of it, but I don't agree with,
Mhm.
certain things. Like,
So modern school systems are based on sending kids to kindergarten around 4 years old, and they should be
yeah.
playing and interacting with their family. Um, there should be a development more beneficial ways. Um, so, and then obviously the system of, you know, the studying was more open. I can look into it. There's open studies circles. You would specialize in your studies. You wouldn't just go and learn like I mean, be honest, and like think of a high school, like your middle school, high school, all these things. Like, what are you really learning that benefits you as an adult or benefits society?
So you're
If
saying to,
Yeah, but if someone
sorry.
goes and studies for 12 years, which is how long it takes from first grade to 12th grade, for all of their elementary, middle, like elementary school, middle school, like primary, secondary schooling. If you study for 12 years and you don't go to college, you failed, right? You didn't learn
Yeah.
anything beneficial to take you into adulthood. In fact, most jobs don't care about your high school diploma. Um, they think they literally treat you as a failure. So imagine you spend in an Islamic society, like in the Islamic Golden Age, you would have studied for 12 years and you would have been a professional at what you've been studying. You would have been ready to,
So you're suggesting to have children specialize in a certain field that they feel passionate about at a young age. That way, when
Sure,
they
or just learn
graduate,
things that are beneficial, that improve their character and their habits. Maybe learning how to take care of themselves, how to clean themselves. Like school should be more than just learning 1 + 1 = 2 and how to read and write. Like that's very basic, simple stuff.
yeah, I agree with that. But you can usually find those characteristics in private schools. Like, for example, I attended a private school for like, I want to say half of my life.
Yeah,
And
they
in
might
that
train
half,
you.
I learned a lot of things. Huh?
Sure, they might actually teach you how to like take care of yourself, how to
Like,
clean yourself, how to have good habits, how to eat properly. Like they might actually teach you lifestyle habits. I don't
like
know.
I learned about like, obviously I'm Catholic and stuff, so I learned about my community. I learned about my histories of my community. I learned about like how to help out and like different things like that, like things that you would need to survive, right? I also learned how to social network, things like that. So
Mhm.
to me, I think that you're suggesting to just have a more like
Also, it should
private
be
school system, you know?
schools should increase your spirituality. In the West, it makes you more secular. It makes you more like liberal. It makes you more atheistic, right? School shouldn't do that to you because that makes you a nihilist. It makes you depressed and miserable. It makes you
Sorry.
chase. Yeah,
So somebody's asking me if I'm American or Canadian. I
you don't have to
moved
answer
to
that.
America when I was like, I want to say 8 years old, and I was an immigrant. So I'm Cuban, and now I reside in America. So yeah, I only transferred to
Cuban
a
schools are
public
way
high
better
school.
than
Huh?
Western schools. If you studied
Cuban?
in Cuba, I think Cuban education is a lot better than
I don't agree at all.
that's what I've heard from Cubans. I could be misinformed.
Um, we like, there's a lot of forced things that are like, I mean, obviously schools force things upon you, but like certain things, like for example, um, if you didn't have an excuse, you would have to go to like a laborer camp and you would have to do like, forced labor and all this stuff. And it was like very, hard. So luckily I moved before I reached that stage, but it's very tedious. And in at least in Cuba, religion was completely eliminated. So everything, when is she done with the app? Girl, I'm sorry.
Also, in the
Anyway,
past, I want to add, a child would be taught basic things that are important to functioning in their society, and if they showed potential, they would be given a mentor, right? And they would learn under a
yeah.
mentor, like a professional, and that professional would teach many students. But today, it's like you have a new teacher every year, and it doesn't make sense.
So you're saying, okay, I understand where you're coming from. So a more close-knit, like I guess education system where the students are more connected with the teacher, they know them for longer.
Like a real
They also
mentor,
learn about
someone
community. Yeah, yeah.
someone with
Okay, I
great
understand.
character too, not just someone who just gets a random degree and is hired by the government. Someone who has an
Yeah.
outstanding reputation.
Yeah, I guess I agree. Um,
Are you
okay,
gonna
so
trust
wait.
the government with your children? That makes I would never.
No, no, no. I don't. Mm-mm. Wait, okay, so what do you mean by
Also, the nutrition programs are they're actually malnourishment programs, right? They feed your
yeah,
children malnourishment, and they teach them how to be
they,
malnourished, right?
yeah.
They taught me to eat grains. They told me to eat 11, 12 servings of grains. They told me not to eat meat and not to eat eggs. They told me cholesterol and saturated fats are bad for me. So like, they told me to eat vegetables and apples. An apple a day. Like, I don't know. I don't think the education is that impressive in the West. I feel
Not
like
only that, but like
Mhm.
the nutrition system, because I actually did a bunch of research on this, because like I guess part of my education involves like nutrition and stuff. But most of the things that they provide, like for example, free meals for children in schools is usually like very bad. Like it's low quality. It's
so
probably like
bagels and
bioengineered.
sweetened
Yeah,
yogurt and
it's not even like real
it's not
bagels
nutrition.
or like yogurt.
There's
Yeah,
literally zero nutrition in it. If you ate that, you'd be malnourished, right?
yeah. If you survived on it, I guess you could, but it's very damaging
Yeah,
overall.
your bones can't develop on it, and your kids are forced to be indoors all day. They don't get enough sunlight. When a kid craves and desires and needs sunlight to develop,
One last thing. What do you mean by not need to work a job and
be provided for. So you can
y-
work a
uh
job. I think women should work beneficial jobs. Like women shouldn't be working for no reason. You shouldn't be working in an office. You shouldn't be working to find some dude's pocket. You should be working
so,
for a reason, which is to
like
benefit your
nursing?
society. Like there's specific jobs that are female niches, like nursing and teaching, or,
Mhm.
like those things. Um, these are jobs that we need women for. They're the ones who need to fill these job slots. So we need women to work. But the vast majority of women shouldn't be working after years. That just makes no sense. The vast majority of women should be getting married and using their fertility to produce families.
You said you were Islamic, right?
Yeah.
Or like Muslim, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
How does chastity work for you guys? Because I know men can have multiple husbands. I just want to know
Right.
that because you said it maintains
So
chastity, so
in Islam, a man cannot look at a woman who does not belong to him. He can't shake a woman's hand that does not belong to him. He can get
yeah.
married, and he owes his wife marital rights to be provided for, to be, you know, he has to treat her with love and affection. She has many rights over him, and their rights are great, so he has to honor them. Um, but you can have more than one wife, and we don't have a problem with this. We think it's natural, and it's, designated by God.
So it's okay. How many wives can you have?
Maximum is four, which is a maximum.
Four.
But you owe them all. But when it comes to, it does not love. You don't even have to love all of them. You could love just one. We don't say you have to equally love them. That makes no sense. Um, what you do have to do though is you have to provide for them all equally. They cannot feel jealous over your wealth, as if you treat one of them preferentially better with your wealth. You owe them all equal treatment with your wealth, unless they sign an agreement contractually. Let's say before they marry you, like for an exception. Like let's say a wealthy woman needs a husband, and she's like, you don't have to provide for me or my children. I need I don't know, like as an example. That's not going to be common, but you have to provide for them equally unless specified otherwise, and you have to treat them equally, right? You can't make one feel left out, right? And not to be just not, you don't have to be dishonest, right? And you can't spend, oh sorry, this is actually, you have to give them equal time. You can't just spend a week with one and ignore the other. You owe them equal days and nights.
But wouldn't you say it's like contradicting to the whole entire idea of chastity?
No, because you're married.
Okay, but you're married to multiple people. You're not dedicated to one person.
But this is natural for a man to be, if he's capable to marry multiple women. Men and women aren't the same. We're different body parts.
So a man can marry four women, but oh wait, I'm
Yeah. Do you not know? Do you want me to explain it biologically for you?
wait. Why would biologically? Why would it matter
Yeah. So
biologically what you have
we're
down
society.
there?
So socially and biologically, it just makes sense, right? So a man socially, he has to provide for his wives. We would never say a woman can marry four men and she provides for all of them. A woman's not capable of providing for four men, right? It's not possible. So the man who marries multiple women, maximum four, he has to provide for them all. We don't expect a woman to provide for even one man, let alone more than one. That makes no sense. Another thing, a woman cannot have more than one man's child, right? A man can have multiple children with multiple women at the same time. And another thing, a woman is monogamous biochemically. So her biochemistry, in her like her brain, it's she can't attach herself to multiple. She's not capable of it. Whereas a man can, you know, he's capable of that. Like it doesn't get in the way of how he treats his wives. Even if he loves one more than the other, he's capable of fair treatment.
See, I still don't understand, but okay.
Okay, can listen. If it was the case where men could only have one woman's child at a time,
Wait,
and women were providing for men, then here's the thing: men like give when they're married, right? They're giving. What does a woman do? She takes, but she takes, and what comes out of that? A family.
she, yeah,
You build to
okay.
produce a family from taking. A woman doesn't give. So when a man has multiple women, he gives to all of them, and they all have families. When a woman has multiple men, she takes from all of them, and she has one family only, because she can't have multiple families at a time. So we're just completely different.
So your guys's, well, Islam's concept of marriage is basically like
It's very
a
natural. Yeah.
very
It's
structural, like kind of like business, I guess. I don't know. It's very,
yeah, marriage is a transaction, but it's full of. God says if you were to marry and you were to uphold peace between spouses, He would put love and mercy in your hearts for each other. So if you were to give her her marital rights, take care of her, treat her well, and she were to do the same for you, and you were to build peace between each other, love and mercy would naturally come from that.
okay. Thank you.
No problem.
What makes you think women are useless?
I would never
They're
say
not.
that. What?
Okay, okay. What makes you think they aren't good in
I would
that case?
never. I would never say women are not good.
Okay, okay. So after that, we
But what
what
is
makes
that?
women what makes women bad? That's the real question. Like
Yeah, what makes
what
women? What's gonna make women bad is if they're um, dishonest, if they are like there's things that wouldn't inherently make her bad, but that would be bad for her, right? Such as being unhealthy, such
yeah.
as um, I don't know, not having children. These are things that are bad for her, but it doesn't inherently make her bad. It's just better if she were to do it. It's better if you are healthy. It's better if you do have children. Um, there's a lot of things that could make a woman worse,
Uh,
like lying, I don't know, being
what
dishonest.
makes
And
a woman good? All right.
I wrote it in the
So
description. Have you not read my description?
yes, I read the description.
Okay, no
I,
problem.
so what makes a woman good is the
Wait, what?
fact. Uh,
I'll be honest. I don't care with what you think. You have to
yeah.
engage with what I think.
Wait. So why am I here?
To engage with what I think. I'm the one asking the
All right.
question and
So
giving the
wait.
answer.
Go ahead. Oh yeah. What do you think? So go ahead.
I told you what I think. You have to read my description before you come up with.
Oh, okay. I read that. I read all of
So you
that.
have to engage with my description, with my worldview.
All right. Being healthy. What isn't that like for both genders? Like, don't
Yeah, I'm not here
both
to talk
genders?
about both. I'm not here to talk about men. Yeah, of course it's for both genders. A lot of these things are going to be
Uh,
mutually exclusive, but some of them aren't. Women should be provided for. Men shouldn't.
yeah. Like, get
Women,
married young.
yeah, but
I
that applies to
understand
both
that.
genders, right? I think both genders should marry young.
Yeah. Young.
Women on
What do you
average,
describe?
yeah. So I would say women on average are going to develop. It's case by case, so it could be different. But on the average, is going to be 2.5 years. They develop faster, meaning they reach
Yeah.
actual maturity 2.5 years faster, which means they're capable of having children 2.5 years before men on average. Now, obviously, it's going to be a range. It's case by case. Not every girl is the same. Not every guy is the same. But
Yeah.
yeah, once you reach maturity, you should learn how to function as an adult and get ready for a marriage.
So like when you turn like 9 through 11, you should get married. Type.
It's going to be societal. It's going to be based off your own individual maturity. It's going to be based off how
Yeah.
what it takes to function as an adult in your society. It's going to be
Uh,
it's going to be able you have to be able to be a proper spouse, and you're going to have to be able to engage in a relationship and have children and raise them to be good people. If you can accomplish that, then I don't expect people I'm very naturalistic. I don't expect people to even know their own ages. Like age isn't something that you would naturally track. If you stopped counting the months and the years and the days, you wouldn't know how old you are, right? You didn't know how
yeah.
long ago things happened.
So when you say have children, do you mean like have children young or have children at a older age or of
Have children
age?
while your bones are still plastic because it's healthier for your fertility. You shouldn't have children when your bones fuse. It makes childbearing more difficult.
Yeah. I do agree with that. And also considering that males cannot make children.
Yeah. By the way, if your bones fuse, you get tight, right? Your hips get tight. The bones in your hips fuse, and you've never had children. You know, having children widens the hips while they're still plastic.
Yeah.
But if your bones fuse and you have children, your hips don't widen from childbirth because your bones are fused. They can't widen anymore. So you'll have a harder time having children. So you're gonna struggle to have many children. It'll be very painful. You'll increase your risk of tearing, of bleeding, and all these things.
So, when you say dress modestly, do you know what a geisha is from Japan?
No clue.
All
Okay,
right.
so
So, like when you say modestly, like dresses, like
they should cover their
face.
shape. Yeah, they should cover the shape of their
Yeah.
bodies. They shouldn't show off their adornments, their waist size, their hips, and those sorts of things, and their obviously their chest.
No male friends.
And they shouldn't beautify themselves unnecessarily. Like, they shouldn't be attracting the male gaze intentionally, which a lot of women today try to intentionally attract the male gaze. Rather, you should try to be more unnoticeable. You should try to blend in when with other women when you're outside.
So no male friends. Could male be friends with females?
I'm gonna ask you a logical question. If a woman is my friend, does she have a male friend?
I don't know.
The answer's gonna
Does
be
she?
yes, right? Because I'm a man and she'd be friends with me, so she would have a male friend.
Yes.
So would that mean that there's a woman with a male friend?
Well, if she doesn't engage with you, then it's one-sided. So you'd be her friend
No, friendship
without.
goes both ways. So let's pretend
Well, if it's a good friendship.
a real friendship goes both ways. There's no such thing as a one-sided
Yeah.
friendship. That's like saying I'm one side. That's like saying I'm one-sidedly married to someone. That makes no sense. So yeah, she would have a male friend. So that would go against my view that women should have male friends.
All right. Stay at home. Stay at home. So like, not get a job
You can work if
at
there's
all.
benefit to society. If there's no
Yeah.
benefit, and honestly, if you're raising a family, that's all the work you need, and you should just be provided for. Ideally, you shouldn't need to work. You should be you should be able to focus on getting married, having children, and support and staying at home and raising those children, and doing things that are more beneficial to your community and your society.
All right. So, let's say someone else is working. Does that mean their pay is raised because they're taking care of more people since less pay is coming in?
It could. I don't know how economics are. I don't know.
Hmm.
But women
No,
have
I need
never
to work
worked.
hard.
Yeah, women have never been. The majority of women have never worked in the street. Like if I asked your grandmother
Mod.
if she had a job, most likely your grandmother didn't have a job. And if she did have a job, she was probably the first person in her bloodline who worked. That was a woman. So, um, women didn't need to work before in the past. They did real work. They didn't work jobs. They didn't make salaries. They didn't provide for their families like that. They did real work.
Yeah.
They do household duties. They'd support their home. They'd bring things back. They'd
Yeah.
go and forage. They'd go and bring water back from the well. They'd do real physical work, and they'd raise children. They'd be childbearing. This is all difficult work, but they were doing, and they take care. They make sure their husband is pleased with them. That's also work. So they were
All
doing
right.
real work.
Avoid modern school systems like today's school systems.
Yeah,
Got
school
it.
systems that cause harm to children and to society and to women and men. Like you don't want to
Is
harm
that
this.
because like the stuff they teach?
Oh yeah, that's one part of it. It's also the social aspect of it. Like there's a lot of bullying. There's a lot
Yeah.
of trying to please other people. There's a lot of it isn't very good socially for us. It stunts your development. It doesn't allow you to function as an adult properly because you're not learning how to function as an adult. You're you're too hyper focused on school, right? School becomes your entire childhood basically, and actually becoming an adult and learning real skills kind of takes like a like a seat back from that, which makes no sense because you should be preparing for how to be an adult.
Yeah. So like, what if like through second through third grade, they were learning about how to become more mature and how to be like an adult, and then that's when they quit school. Like that's when it stops.
Oh, that wouldn't be as bad, honestly. You get a way better, you do way better in life. But I don't even know if the school systems are that important. Like you can, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing if you can find a decent school, yeah. But a lot of the schools
Yeah.
here, like you might get bullied. You know, you might lose your sense of identity. School tries to strip you of a sense of identity. You just turn into
Yeah.
another person, and you turn into like your whole purpose is Go to school 12 years, get a career, and you are gonna work the rest of your life. That's why you exist. It's a very
Yeah.
depressing, miserable um, fate to tell a child.
Yes. Especially in public schools, since they're actually teaching you to become
An atheist,
someone who works in a
uh,
factory.
a factory worker, and an atheist, and miserable and nihilist. Like that's what school kind of teaches you.
Yeah. So, if you could change the schools, like how would you change them?
I would find real teachers, people of great, upstanding character, um, who are actually knowledgeable and specialize in their fields. People should become apprentices. Like you should learn general things, and you should find if there's an actual future for you in studying. Not everyone needs to study. Not everyone's gonna needs to be a scholar. Like some people should be
Yeah.
rappers. Um, and those who are meant to be scholars, you would appoint them to a specific mentor, and they would become an apprentice, and they would specialize in something that's beneficial. Like they might become an apprentice to open heart surgeon from a young age, and you would learn how to do open heart surgery, and you become a professional. I don't know. This is like a concept, but there's ways we've handled it in the past that have produced like beautiful societies, like the Greeks and the Islamic Golden Age, and
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of great societies that have had schooling that are more successful
All
than
right.
schooling today. That didn't turn people into
Let's.
atheists, and sorry, I'm gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
That didn't turn people into atheists, and they didn't um what's it called? They didn't prevent you from having children. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Hello,
You were talking about how you would
obeying.
change it, and you were getting to the end.
Oh yeah. First, it doesn't make you, first. Oh yeah, school shouldn't prevent you from a relationship. It shouldn't prevent you from functioning as an adult, and it shouldn't prevent you from having children, which it does all of those things. The only time it should prevent you from those things is if you're like a special, you specialize in a niche, and you want to sacrifice your life for a cause. That's the only time it should
Yeah.
prevent you. Like even actually, you could be prevented from marriage for good reasons, such as becoming, I don't know, going to war as an example. You might have to delay marriage to go fight in a war. But that's like normal. That's life. But it shouldn't prevent 99. Or today, it's preventing 99% of people, literally 99% of people, from marrying young and having children and building families.
All right. So let's not get stuck on that. They must obey her men, like always obey, no matter what.
No, she's not a dog. You don't say sit, you sit. You don't say bark, you bark. Obey in what is good. Obey in leadership. So if he says, "Yo, I don't want you to have a social media account. I want you off social media. I don't think it's good for you and for our family." She listens. She says, if he says, "I don't like you working this job. I don't like your coworkers and your boss." She listens. Um, she obeys him when it comes to familial duties. She appoints him as a leader, and she trusts in his leadership. Wow, I got voice. Calm down.
Anyways, I have a question.
No problem.
What you describe as traditionalism, right? You support it?
Not my views are traditional, but I have my own views. I don't follow anyone else's framework. I have my own framework.
I see, but to be honest, um, about what you about your description, it sounds like um, kind of controlling because you're dictating that how women must live, what they can eat, who they can be friends with, their education, work, marriage, sexuality, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it is controlling. What is the problem with being controlling?
Well, look, it's not that bad, but dude, to be honest, it kind of reminds me of dictatorship. By the way, the give their husband his rights to intimacy. What do
Yes.
you mean by that?
It means that your husband, you owe him marital rights. You married him, and you have to take care of his desires, right? He has desires for love, affection, and intimacy, and you have to make sure he feels fulfilled, or else the relationship would fail.
With consent.
Yeah, of course, with consent, but you're compelled to do it, right? You can't say no unless you have a reason, and if you don't have a
What?
reason, you can't say no. Yeah, can you say no? I don't feel like providing for you. Can you say
Then
no? No, I don't feel like.
that's not consent
Yeah,
because consent is supposed to you're supposed to
yeah. You
understand a
compel
woman.
yourself to consent. Yeah. When my boss, listen. When my boss asks me to wake up in the morning and to go to work, I consent because I'm compelled to do it. Right? I compel myself to do it. I don't say. I could say no, but I compel myself to do it. This is consent. Just the same way a woman can compel herself to be intimate with her husband. This is also consent. She's compelled to do it.
Well, for me, I don't think it's a consent because it sounds like you're controlling.
You have to prove what's wrong with being controlling in the right ways, right? To be
Right
too free,
ways.
to be free is you would hurt yourself, you would oppress yourself. Liberation isn't something that's beneficial to the human condition. You want to be controlled, right? You don't want to be able to do everything because you'll chase after the wrong things and then you would destroy your life.
Oh, so what you aim is um uh oh my gosh, I forgot. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Okay, I might move on to the next guest. If you have another question, just raise your hand.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm done for today. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey,
What's
so
up?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I don't want to like dump or anything, but my mom is a very happy single woman working as a manager for a road construction site. Do you find that wrong in any way?
I doubt she's happy, and even if she
She
quote
is
unquote,
very happy.
even if she isn't like depressed or something, she's not gonna be productive as a woman. Like, how many children does she
She's
have?
actually very
How
productive,
many children does she
and
have?
the work
Can I ask you?
construction
I'll
she
ask you one
has,
question. Can you
huh?
continue? How many children? You said four.
No, she has two.
That's super unproductive, right? She didn't. She has two children. Is she gonna have more? How old is she?
No, she doesn't want any more children.
So she, like, no offense, but that's kind of that's not a productive woman.
She's very productive though.
No, she's not. She has two
Her
kids. How
the
can one
company she
be?
works at would fall apart without her.
So what? A company doesn't make the world go round. A company doesn't produce life. Like, you know what? Um, I don't know. I wouldn't say she's a successful woman. I'll be honest. Maybe she would be. Maybe if she was a man, she'd be a successful man. Being able to
Um,
provide. But she's providing for two children. She's not actually providing for any, not much. Like she's unless she gives her money away to charity and she helps other
do you
people's
have
children.
children? Do you
No, I
have
don't.
children?
No, I don't.
Then you're like unproductive.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So if you find my mother unproductive, you are yourself also unproductive.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
No problem.
Unproductive could go a lot of ways, by the way. So like
Um,
if you're yeah, so
mhm.
if you're on so you could agree with being unproductive by not having children,
Yeah, if
but
everybody, yeah, if
two
everyone was like your
children,
mother, two children
yeah,
is enough to make the birth. It's enough to make
yeah,
your birth rates decline, right? Actually, two or
yeah.
three would be enough to have a declining birth rate. So if
And it's also
families were based off two or three, you'd go extinct, right? Humanity would eventually go extinct.
so wouldn't that make you like really stressed? Because you're one owning a job, like an entire like place with
Oh, just say
kids.
you're a productive. I can't say it, but SLAVE. You're a productive, you know, but you're not a productive woman. Definitely
Yeah,
not.
you're not productive in the right way. You're productive in the wrong way.
You're no offense. You're a biological failure, right?
Yeah.
Biologically, you failed. You only reproduced two kids.
So my father also owns a construction site.
Okay,
So
The thing is, a man can own a construction site, and that would actually help
Yeah.
him get more kids, right? You could have
So would you
4
say
wives,
he's productive?
as long as he gets married and actually has children. In fact, if you're
Yeah.
wealthy, if you work a lot, you can still manage to, because you only need to spend the night with a woman. You don't actually have to spend your days with her. So you could just spend
Yeah, because
the night with a different woman every night. You could have 4 women. You could get all 4 of
yeah.
them families and many kids, and you could still be working every day.
Can I also tell you more information about him?
No problem.
He has 6 kids. So does that make him more productive or less
It's
productive?
he's a slight positive. I'd say 5 or 6 is enough to increase the birth rate. But I'm gonna be honest. Like my grandpa had 16 kids, so like,
Yeah.
and he got married at 15, and he had 16 kids. My grandma, one woman, had 16 kids. It sounds young, but she got married at 12. She had 16 kids. 15 pregnancies. Only one of them was twins. So like, I'd say that's probably more
Uh,
productive.
yeah. There's people waiting. Goodbye.
Okay. What's up? Um, try again.
What?
I'm not teacher. What's up, Skipper?
Point I want to argue with is why should women not have a job? Like, explain to me
When
why
did I
that would
say they
be bad.
shouldn't have work? I said that they don't need to work. They should be ideally provided for. A woman shouldn't have a compulsion to work within society. She should be getting married and having children.
Okay, now wait. Let me stop you right there. Why should a woman not be able to do her part and bring money to the family if you don't have any children? Why would that not
Let's
be
say it again.
beneficial?
Say it again.
If you don't have any children, why would it not be beneficial for a woman to also have a career that
Oh,
she
if she
may
has no
enjoy?
children, yeah. If she has no children, let's say she doesn't have the ability to have children, or if there's something where she just doesn't want to, yeah, it's her choice, and she could find a beneficial way to, like another way to be productive in society, which could be through her work, through a career of some sort. Maybe she's a teacher, maybe she's an educator of some sort, maybe she's a nurse. But you could do a bunch of things. But it'd be better for women to get married and have children. If women didn't get married and have children, we'd go extinct.
I also have another question about the. What do you mean when you say like avoid modern school systems? Like,
Yeah, so the modern school system prevents, first, it does the opposite of socializing you. It removes you from your family, removes you from being able to play and be on your feet and to get sunlight and develop
so
properly.
what kind of school system would be ideal when you?
Honestly, schooling should be, everyone should be put into basic schooling, and those who excel and those who can specialize in things, like this is my view, and I'm basing this off of like Greek system, the Islamic Golden Age. Like you should find a mentor and you should learn and specialize in something from like a well-rounded specialist. Um, what's it called? Like a real professional. If you take on an apprenticeship, you learn from an actual mentor. You become a real student. Like the system we have today doesn't prepare you for how to function as an adult. In fact, it prevents you from functioning as an adult. So you're never ready to start a real family.
Well, I mean, starting off all the way up to high school, everybody takes the same classes, and while that may be like, it may seem like the kids with more skills are held back in a way, or the kids with less skills are pushed beyond what they can do,
I don't think you
or
understood what I
do what they
said.
don't.
I
Well,
said
what you said is that,
it prevents people from learning how to function as an adult within society at the
yeah, but
correct age.
how?
Yeah, so have you ever met an 18-year-old who's ready to function as an adult within society? If you have, it's very low amount. The vast majority of 18-year-olds aren't ready for adulthood. They're not ready to provide. They're not ready to settle down. They're not ready to have children. In fact, they're not even
Well, I mean,
ready to
I'm
have
already in high
themselves.
school, and we've talked a lot about um, what comes after high school when it comes to picking out a college or even going into trades. I mean, it's pretty well taught in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like
at what age do you get? At what age do you start working a career?
an actual career, I would say depends on what you want to go into.
When can
If you go into
you?
trades, you start an
Oh yeah, it's trades you'd start
apprenticeship.
earlier, sure. But I mean,
College, you may have to wait a few years and have
okay.
some more debt to pay off. But
Yeah,
it really
yeah,
depends.
depends. Yeah, sure. If you went to trades, you probably start a family a bit earlier than someone who goes into college. But
Yeah, I mean, trades,
women
you
don't go
start
into
making
trades, right?
What?
Women aren't going into trades,
But yes, most on average, yeah.
so most women are
But
being prevented from marriage.
I mean, not there have been definitely more women going into colleges, like more longer term careers that will prevent them from getting married younger. I will say that.
Yeah, so they're losing their fertility. They're reaching an age where their bodies are becoming more tight, their bones are fusing, and they're losing out on their ability to have like a proper family, which they're
Yeah, I
starting
will
to.
say that while it is less common, I will say that some women will say, you know what, maybe I don't want to start this huge family right away in life. I want to go into a career that I've been dreaming of my whole life. And yeah, I do plan on
But
getting
nobody,
married
no
and maybe
woman
having
dreams of
kids.
a career except a brainwashed, like I can't say the word SLAVE, right? It's not in your nature to desire a career. What you want to desire to work for someone, wake up every morning, you show up when they tell you to, you leave when they tell you to, you obey their every command. What? Who desires that? No human being innately desires that, especially not women.
I've met many women who
I said a
want to grow up and
brainwashed SLAVE.
be a doctor,
Bro,
right?
she's
I mean,
brainwashed, right?
care for people,
Bro, she loses her health,
nurture
her
people.
stress. She stresses out. Nobody wants. Wait, if I gave these women $1 billion, would any of them go through their doctoring and become a doctor? I guarantee you, all of them would drop out and go enjoy their lives and go like right. They don't
But
actually
then men
desire
still
it.
have to go through this. So
Yeah,
why
but they don't
shouldn't?
actually want to. If they actually wanted to, if they were truly passionate, they if they had all the money in the world, they'd still do it because that's what they truly feel fulfilled doing. But if they had all the money in the world, they wouldn't do it because they don't actually find true fulfillment in it.
Yes, but I've met people who have dreamed of being a pilot. I'm not going to say their gender because
No, but
that's irrelevant to the situation.
I mean, it could be beneficial work to society, but it's like just an idea in your head. Most people wouldn't do these things if they had wealth, right? Real wealth, they wouldn't do these things. They would
So
actually
they're
chase
saying
after
that,
real wealth. Like imagine you have a business, and you have an easier life and easier like, you know, you less
yeah,
stress. You
but
work on your own schedule.
like if a daughter, if you're when you grow up, if you have a daughter and
Yeah.
from the time she can talk, she says, "Dad, I've dreamed of becoming a doctor my whole life. This is something I would be so happy doing." She grows up, she still feels that way into college. Do you just discourage her from
She
becoming a
doesn't
medical
know anything.
student?
Yeah, she doesn't know what it means to be a doctor. She's a little kid. That idea was just put into her head from somewhere, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
have an
but
innate
I
natural
said she
idea.
grows up still having those feelings like
Wait,
all of her youth.
after going through all the studying, the stress, after losing her mental and physical health, after after having to work a career, working night shifts, working long hours, and not having children, and like losing out on her ability to make use of her fertility, she still wants to be a doctor after all that. Then I'd say there's something wrong with this woman.
I mean, if there's something wrong with my mother, I don't know, because my mother's a doctor and my father is he is a molecular biologist at and they both seem to have it pretty well. We live a good life. My
Yeah,
mother is
but
pretty happy.
I can ask how many children, like what age do they get married at?
30s.
And that's I think that's a normal age for a woman to start reproducing.
Mm, I would say so.
Really, okay. That's probably a normal age for a woman to have like her 10th kid, not a normal age to have your first child.
Well, I mean, it's based off of culture in many ways.
It's
I
based on
mean,
yeah,
while age,
it's normal for a woman to start reproducing shortly after reaching menarche.
yeah, the childbearing age, the official childbearing age is
Is menarche.
between
Yeah.
it's
No, it's menarche.
yeah, it's between 16. 16,
What?
and you can bear a child at 16.
Here, I'm gonna let you pull up a study. Yeah, you can bear a child at 16, but that's not when you become reach childbearing age.
I mean, I'm not saying ideal bearing. I'm saying biological bearing child age when usually women are mature enough, like their bodies are able to do it.
Yeah, I'd say about 100% of girls, not 100%. I'd say some girls are really poorly developed because of their obviously poor nutrition and poor lifestyle. But in a normal world where we actually are healthy, every girl would probably be ready for reproduction at 16 if she's actually in good shape and good health.
Yeah,
If
but
she
in
doesn't,
more developed countries, such as the United States, more European countries,
I wouldn't say they're
the
healthy. But the United States is not a healthy country. 70% of people have skull deformities in the United States.
I didn't say developed
40%,
health-wise. I said
40% of people
developed
are. Oh,
socially.
I wouldn't say they're socially developed. But most
Okay,
people are
but
mentally
when
ill
you
in the
say
United States.
the average age for a woman to bear a child, like a woman to be pregnant woman, is higher. The age is higher in more developed countries, countries that are more
Yeah, because
socially civilized.
no, it's higher. They reach maturity a little bit faster because they consume more calories. Not that's it. They just eat more food, so they reach maturity a little bit faster. But
Sorry, I mean, I kind of switched off. What I'm saying is the average age that many women choose to become pregnant is higher
oh,
in
way
more
higher.
developed countries.
Yeah, they choose to.
So
Yeah, okay, I get it.
in a country like Nigeria, usually women are a lot younger when they have a
Yeah, they're
child
teens. Yeah,
because
and they're
it's
teens, and they're
lower
married.
education.
No, because there's less responsibility for a woman. She doesn't need to get a career. She doesn't need to study. She actually has that. This isn't even.
So do you think that's an ideal world though?
Yeah, 100%. Men should be
Like
providing. Women,
a country
women.
like in Africa where people are fighting for water and have barely any food to maintain a big
Wait, are
family.
they?
You
Are they?
think that's
Wait.
ideal?
I get. It depends on the African country, but you think they're fighting for water because they're starting families younger? How do you correlate the two?
Okay, what I'm saying is less developed countries, such as many poor countries, have women who become pregnant at a younger age because they're less educated and less
Yeah,
likely to pursue a high career.
they have less social responsibility. It takes less to function as an adult within their society, so they reach.
Well,
Yeah, so they're
they're
ready
just
for
less
marriage sooner.
educated. They don't know
Wait,
much
they
about.
know literally. Here, I can bring a study for you since you're. I don't know offense, but you're kind of yapping. Um, I'll bring a real study on this. Um, here, can you pull up this study from 2005 from the University of Southampton? And we're just gonna read the summary. You don't have to read the whole thing. Um,
Well, I don't have a. I don't want to grab my computer. You can. I will trust you if you have
no
it
problem.
pulled up.
So, however, today there is a mismatch between actual maturity and psychosocial maturity, with actual maturity occurring much earlier. This mismatch is a result of society becoming vastly more complex, with psychosocial maturity therefore taking longer to reach. So the reason psychosocial maturity is taking longer to reach is because society is more complex, so it takes more to function as an adult now. You have to finish your high school, you have to enter college, you have to start a career. This is what it's considered adulthood. Whereas in the past,
Yeah.
this isn't the case to be considered an adult. So having a society where it's less complex to be an adult makes you reach adulthood sooner psychosocially.
I mean, yeah. So the average fertility rate in more developed countries. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm repeating myself. I'm just trying to say,
It's higher because they're
reword
less.
it.
Their nutrition. They don't eat as much food. They're more
No,
malnourished.
I'm not
Oh,
talking about like bearing age that you can physically
oh, like
have a child.
age where they actually
I'm
start
saying
growing.
like, yeah, like they actually start having, but when
It's
the
higher, and I
median age.
gave the reason why. The reason why, this is, by the way, from Professors Mark Hansen and Peter Gluckman. The message is that what's it called? Society is not suitably prepared for the implications of actual maturity. That people are reaching actual maturity, and they're not. Uh, the society is preventing them from being mentally prepared and suitable for that. So they're mature physically, but what's it called? We have adults, right? Our high schools are unironically filled with adults, but we look at them as if they're children because mentally they're not prepared for adulthood because of the way our society functions. Which is an unnatural society.
I mean, yeah, because when you have the less educated countries where women
No,
have lower
it's because
lower
of
levels of
complexity.
education.
You're no. It has nothing to do with education. It has to do
Yes,
with
it does.
no.
Women are more
I
likely to
have.
pursue a
Where's your
career,
study to prove
and
that?
that what study that proves that? I mean,
So I have a study that says wait, yeah, you're. So I don't know.
we're learning it in AP Human Geography,
So what's
right?
the
She
what's
didn't provide a source. It's on a slideshow where I took notes
That's
from.
probably just some random assumptions. This is based off of. By the way, my study is based off of 200,000 years of human history. It's based off of bones from the Paleolithic age. It's based off of. It's actually based off of human practices throughout all of humanity.
Okay, but if you were to look up, does education affect fertility rate in a country? It would tell you lower education lowers the fertility age.
No, that's just a correlation study. Yeah, lower educated societies probably are more malnourished, so their women are reaching fertility later because of malnourishment, not because of education. Education has
No,
nothing
I'm
to do with
speaking
it.
age they actually want to start a family. They
Oh, the
want
age
to
which you
start a
start a
family.
family.
I'm not
So,
saying they can.
okay, the lower education societies would probably start families sooner rather than later.
What I'm saying is, yeah, sooner families come from lower education.
Because there's less social responsibility on what it means to be an adult. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't.
Can I move
Women
on to
come
the
in.
next guest? He's waiting for 14 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for your time.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up? What are your thoughts?
All right. So, my thoughts. All right, let's get into this. So, first things first, in my very humble opinion, I think age is a big benefactor.
Age doesn't exist in reality. You're either mature or you're not. You don't actually have to track time to know who a person is, right? I don't need to know your age. Let's say you never
Yeah,
checked your age.
that's true.
I can stare. I can look at you and I can make conclusions about you that are like objectively true, right? I can look at your height. I can look at your physicality. I can look at the way you think. I can look into your eyes. I can look at your cognition. I can look at how sharp you are. I can look at how you solve problems, and I could come to a conclusion about who you truly are without attaching. Oh, this one.
With okay, starting off with a woman should obey her man. Like, what the hell do you mean by that?
Yeah, no problem. A man is a leader. When you marry a man, you designate him as a leader over you, and part of that goes with leadership is obedience to his decisions about his household and his family, and his decisions over you because you're part of that will. You make yourself in line with his will to the best of your ability. It's not
Hold on,
blind.
I'm having.
You're not a blind follower, by the way. If he calls you to something wrong, you should know the difference between right and wrong. You should educate yourself. I'm a Muslim. Islam tells me what is right and wrong because I know what I believe Islam is from God. I know the Creator wants from me, right? So if my wife were to call me towards something good, I'm obliged to follow her. And if I were to call her to something evil, she's obliged to not listen. She has to reject my call because I'm calling her to evil. There's no obedience to the creation in disobedience to the Creator, right? So we have this concept. Another thing, she's not a dog, right? She's not my servant. I don't tell her what to do
Well,
and how to do it. I don't unless it's good. Like I don't tell her to sit and she sits. I can't arbitrarily command her. If I say get rid of your social media, she has to listen.
why would she have to listen to you? She doesn't want to. She
I
doesn't
am her
have to do
leader.
anything.
Of course she
You're
has
not
to.
nobody's leader.
I'm the leader of my woman. If I get married, I'm her leader. You can't just say I'm not because I am, and she will listen to me. And there's nothing you can do about that.
You. No. What the
Yeah,
hell are you
no
talking about?
offense, you're a loser.
No, you're a loser.
No,
Like,
don't speak that.
Love about her. But she got emotional. Like I was trying to have a real conversation.
Yeah, I know. These women these days. Always emotional.
Okay, who's Mahi? What's up, Mahi?
Okay, hi. Yeah, so what do you mean by she should obey you? Like, I heard you, but I need like more context to actually debate.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask a question because I think I went over it pretty well, or maybe you weren't listening.
Okay, you can repeat it. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't feel like repeating it. You should have been listening. Do you have a question?
Yeah, so what exactly did you achieve in life that she's supposed to obey you?
What is wrong with you?
What exactly have you achieved, though?
Hypothetically, if I'm not capable of giving her her marital rights, then I shouldn't get married. Okay, what's your issue now?
So you're just basically
I
putting all your
I
weight
grant
on
her.
the
Listen,
hypothetical situation?
yeah, if I'm capable of giving her marital rights, she has to give me the same my marital rights, right? If I'm not capable of giving her her marital rights, then I can't marry her because this is part of marriage.
Okay, so
Okay, now what?
Marital rights. So what do you mean by marital rights exactly?
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
a woman has the right to be provided for, right? That's one. She doesn't have to provide for anyone, not for herself, not for her children, and not for me. I have to provide for myself, my children, and for her. If I can't do this, then I wouldn't get married.
What if she wants to? What if she wants to
Oh, then
provide
she
for
can.
herself?
If I'm not capable, let's say, then if she wants to, she can. But I would.
No.
It's not an
What if
obligation.
Okay, so that's okay, but what do you mean by she should obey you? Like I heard you.
Yeah, but
But
by the
what
way, if I
exactly are you achieving?
can I finish? If I can provide for her, then she has to. Like, if I say don't work, she doesn't work, right? I say stay at home, she stays at home. I don't prevent her from leaving the house out of necessity. She can.
So
Yeah,
basically,
she
you
can
want
travel
to
safely.
control her.
Of course, I want some control over my family.
Oh my god.
Wait, what does it mean? I'm patriarchal. I believe men are leaders over women. I'm the caretaker of my wife.
You shouldn't be proud of that.
Why not? Okay.
Well,
But I
these little
shouldn't.
tears
I
today
shouldn't
are.
be a caretaker over my family as a man.
Yeah, these little tears today.
Rather, these people who have no real arguments, they come and try to make things personal. That's all they have.
Yeah. This is like basic stuff. It's not anything crazy. This is not crazy to say.
Either way, bro. What is that? I'm gonna unseat you because of that. Listen. If you fix your cough, raise your hand again. Um. Okay, never mind. I won't say anything. Rather, I'm pro. If you're capable, if you're a good man, I'm pro polygamy. I follow the opinion of Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen when it comes to polygamy. And he is very pro positive for it, even though he never had multiple wives. He encouraged it for men who are capable. He said if you fit the criteria, it's he didn't say it's an obligation, but it's highly recommended.
Yes, inshallah, we get many wives, me and you, and pounds.
Whatever Allah, may Allah just grant us things that are beneficial. May Allah grant us faith.
I mean,
I don't like if you don't have one wife, why are you thinking of multiple? Right? But
yeah,
I like to say it because it rage baits these liberals when you say that you're
yeah.
pro polygamy.
And these women, like they get
No,
mad, they
the men
hear it,
too,
and
the liberal men, the liberal women, they're all.
yeah, they get emotional.
By the way, you should be um confident in your religion, right? Whatever your religion teaches, be confident. It comes from Allah. Allah
Yeah.
says. Right, this guy's spamming emojis. Let's raise him.
Hey,
What's up?
so I know what makes a good woman, you know.
I don't care what you think makes a good woman. I'm the one
Came in
answering
the
you.
kitchen.
What? Bro, they don't understand. I'm the one answering it. You have to, whatever. I'll give him one more chance. This is your last chance, bro. Okay, that was your last chance. What is this guy typing? Are you Muslim?
Allah.
Oh.
Alhamdulillah.
Wait, I'm gonna be honest. There's only one feminist here. Everyone else is Muslim, so maybe that's a sign. Yeah, you cannot have multiple husbands in Islam. It would be zina.
So the problem is, even some Muslims don't agree. Remember that girl from yesterday? She was Muslim arguing with you.
Listen, the Muslims who argue with me, like, if I'm wrong, show me how I'm wrong, and I will concede immediately. I'm never gonna go against my religion. But if you don't show
Yeah.
me how I'm wrong, I'll bring a hadith to support all my views. I'll bring scholars. I'll bring everything. My views aren't founded upon nothing. So, and if I'm misinterpreting the hadith, the Quran, and the scholars, then point out how I'm misinterpreting it. I'll give you the dalil. Show me how I'm going against it. If you can't, then
Yeah. They'll just say they base their opinions on Islam on their emotions about it.
it's hypocrisy. This is a sign of the munafiq.
So
Women are not prisoners. The prisoner is the free woman. The woman who is free is the prisoner. The woman who sleeps around outside of marriage, who believes she's free, when in reality they put shackles on her. She's depressed and miserable and childless. Like, how is this freedom? This is oppression. The free woman is oppressed. You should be like there's a I
Look
think
how
Sheikh Ibn
brainwashed they are.
Uthaymeen. Well, Sheikh Ibn Baz or Ibn Uthaymeen said they said the woman should get rid of this idea from the West that your home is a prison. Rather, they should fall in love with their homes. Your home is a place of dignity and honor. Have you never read the Quran? Allah says in the Quran to stay in your homes, right? He says, stay in your homes. It's better for you. It honors you. It dignifies you. And establish salat and pay zakat and obey Allah and obey His Messenger. And Allah only intends good for you. So read the Quran.
Look what I sent you. Look what I sent you as a quote from Sheikh Uthaymeen Rahimahullah.
And stay in your houses and do not display yourselves like the time of ignorance, like the ignorant
Hello.
women. Yeah, the jahils. What's up? The best. Wait, let me finish. I'll be quick, okay? Consequently, the best place for the woman is her house. She should not go out except due to necessity or dire need. And when she does,
Okay,
she
but
should obey the messenger.
that makes women feel like
Let me-
trapped.
I'm
And never
finishing, please.
cheat on a woman.
I don't. If you feel
Woman.
trapped, you're brainwashed, right? You shouldn't feel trapped when you're around your family. And obey the
Wait,
messenger,
what?
peace and blessings be upon him, and go out unscented, without perfuming herself or displaying her adornments and her beauty. She should go when she leaves her house. It should be out of a benefit. It should never be out of no reason. It should be because there's a necessity or a dire need for it. Otherwise, she should stay in her home.
And it says that in the Quran?
Yes.
Okay, tell me where.
Surah Al-Ahzab, verse number 33.
33.
33. And read the next verse. In fact, I can play it for you. Want me to download it?
Go ahead and play it.
Okay, give me 1 second. What's up?
Not much. What about you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm always good.
Look on that.
Do you have something to say?
Look on that. All the answers are honestly right in your description because. Well, actually, hold up. What? Are you going to be up all night? Yeah, I am. Alright. Look on that. What makes a good woman? When they cook, clean, and not nag your head off.
I mean, those are gonna be. She should serve the household.
Yes, yeah, the housewife.
And she should be gentle in her speech. She should be good in
Because
her
the
speech.
the man's gonna work, and the girl's just gonna be in the household.
I don't like the way you phrase it, but like she should serve her household. She shouldn't.
Yeah,
be
like
lazy.
housewife. I'm not trying to phrase it bad.
Yeah.
Like, look, you know,
It's not a bad.
because
It's technically not bad, but you should just phrase it a little better. Because like women aren't gonna listen to it. But yeah, she should serve her household. She should please her husband. She shouldn't be lazy, but she shouldn't strain herself in work. Like,
yeah,
she should be able to rest. She should be able to childbear. And she should please her husband. That's it.
I know. There's some mothers that like be going out.
What the heck?
Not with Islam. I'm not talking about Islam.
Okay, I still think in the West they should be punished really harshly.
Okay, listen.
It's a terrible thing to do.
Being
Well,
realistic.
in the West, a woman can cheat on her husband, and then the divorce happens, and she gets half of his wealth. Who cares about the West?
I'm not talking about the West. I'm just talking about in general.
The West is what you're talking about. In general, you can't apply in general to everyone.
In Saudi, you'll get punished. The woman will get punished.
Okay, but scratching that. Let's say he cheated on her, and then like it's been years since she was raising her kids, so now she can't get a good job, and now she's stuck. Like she's just like that.
She can't get in Islam. Actually, if you live in an Islamic society, we would encourage men to marry her and to take care of her children and provide. But nowadays we're against polygamy. So a man who would want to provide, like a man who would provide for this family, because she went through a harm, the husband transgressed against her, and now she's facing harm because of it. And in Islam, we would encourage men who are capable to pick up the slack. So as an act of charity, she would get married to another man and provide for her and her children.
Okay, let me tell you this. Okay, this is obviously just an example, But let's say, hold on, I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on, I forgot.
Okay. I can't lie, you need to go study your religion. I don't know how you can say you're Muslim if you're just
Listen,
ignorant.
wait, what?
Jahil.
No, it's just I feel like it's unfair.
What? How is it
What?
unfair?
I just told
If
you.
Allah says this is fair, this is how men and women have been created. Allah created you. Does He know better for you than you know than Him? If you say it's unfair, you have committed kufr. You're not a Muslim if you say it's unfair. Wallah, it's kufr. You've exited
Explain.
Islam by saying this. You should be careful
No,
with it.
no, I
Wait,
didn't.
you say Islam is you say Allah is unfair.
I
didn't
never
know. You
said that.
didn't
You
know.
just,
You say,
you're putting words in my mouth.
you
Wait,
said
explain
it
to
is
explain,
unfair. What
explain
does
to
it mean?
explain.
Okay, when I say the marriage rules in Islam are fair because Allah says they're fair. This is how men and women are designed. He created men and women. He knows best how what is fair and what isn't fair. And you say no, this is unfair. Are you going against Allah's decree?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, then I don't know what you said. Is polygamy unfair?
I don't know what that means.
Polygamy is when a man has multiple wives and a woman can only have one husband.
I do believe it's unfair.
Okay, well in Islam it's fair because men and women are not the same.
How? Okay,
If you want to say
okay.
it's not equal, yeah, if you want to say it's not equal, then we agree it's not equal because men and women aren't equal. If you want to say it's unfair, then you're saying Allah is unfair. So I'd be careful with saying that, unless what you mean is it's unequal. Then yeah, of course it's not equal, but it is fair.
Is it not the same thing?
No, it's not right. We can
Let
be
me bring an
unequal.
example.
We can be unequal and fair, right? I wouldn't expect my child to provide for my wife and for
Wait,
myself
then
and for me
wait.
because my child is a child, right? He's not capable of providing. So, but that's fair. It's going to be fair that my child doesn't provide, but it's going to be unequal. So you're conflating equality and fairness.
Say I was starving and Datney wasn't. He was perfectly full, and people were to give out food. Who would get more food?
What?
Who do you think deserves more food? If I was starving and Datney was full to the brim,
Who was
who
full?
deserves food? Who deserves food? Who
What
deserves
does that
more
have to do
food?
with anything?
Just answer. Who do you
I
think
seriously
deserves more?
don't know. Like, I don't understand the question. Like, I don't know what you're
If
talking
I
about.
was starving and Datney was full, and you were to give us food, who would get more food?
You.
Okay, I'll give a better
Yeah.
one. I'll give it. Let's say a man has two wives. With one wife he has 8 children. With the other wife he has no children. Okay. If this is, let's say he gives both families let's say $1,000 per month. I just hypothetical number. Okay. Is it gonna be fair that he gives $1,000 to one family and 1,000 to the other?
No.
Okay. So it's gonna be unfair because there's more children in another one. So there's a
Yeah, it's
difference.
unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference. It's unfair. It's unequal. Same thing.
No, the two families are not equal. One family is just one woman. Let's say one child, a woman and one child, and another family is a woman and 8 children. Obviously, the woman with more children deserves more provision than the woman with less children. She deserves less provision. This isn't the greatest example, but I'm
Okay.
just trying to bring a hypothetical.
Okay. So since you know everything, like, what rights do? Well, you're acting like you do. So what rights do a woman have?
She has the right to be treated kindly. She has the right to be provided for. She has the right to a man's time, right? She deserves his time. Nobody's more deserving of time than or his time than her. Um, she has a right to be feel loved, to feel to be given affection and intimacy. She has a right to be fulfilled in this sense. She has a right to be kissed and given sweet words and good treatment.
Okay, but this is just all the same thing.
Okay, what else does a woman need other than provision and love and affection and peace? She has the right to a man who lowers his gaze, to a man who doesn't,
No.
who isn't.
Oh my god.
She has the right to a man who's loyal.
Okay, but why does her entire life revolve around a man and her children?
Because her life is gonna once you get married, your your life revolves around your marriage. Obviously, the foundation of your marriage is going to be worshiping Allah. So you're going to establish prayer. You're going to worship Allah. You're going to make dhikr. You're going to, gain knowledge. You're going to pass this knowledge. You're going to teach the religion to your children and to others if you can. You give da'wah when you can. But other than your worship to Allah, your life revolves around pleasing and obeying your husband. Because you're married, you have to build a family now, and this family is a lifelong. It's lifelong.
Is marriage mandatory?
No, it's not obligatory. It's optional. It's highly recommended. It's part of our sunnah, and if you were to go against the sunnah, then you'd be going against Islam. But
Wait, isn't sunnah optional?
it depends. Not everything. Some of the sunnah is required.
Marriage is not obligatory, but it's highly recommended. If you make fun of the marriage, like say I don't like say anyone that gets married is bad, that's haram because you're
By the
making
way,
fun
to,
of.
to not get married, you need a valid reason. Either you are unsuitable for marriage, or you have no desire for it, or you're infertile and you can't have children. You have to have a valid reason. If you're fully capable of marriage and you don't, then you're going against Allah. And I'd
But
be
you
careful.
just said it wasn't mandatory.
Yeah, it's not going to be obligatory, but you're going to be going against the sunnah. And to go against the sunnah is to go against Allah.
No. That's no marriage is not obligatory. It's not. It's like optional for that.
Maybe
But
I'm interpreting this hadith wrong, but Officer of hadith, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Marriage is part of my sunnah, and whoever does not follow my sunnah has nothing to do with me. Get married, for I will boast of your great numbers before the nations. Whoever has the means, let him get married, and whoever does not, then he should fast, for it will diminish his desire." So, if you have the means for marriage, it's part of the sunnah. You must. It's almost an obligation. I don't know the details. There might be nuance to it. I have to look into it, or the scholars actually said. But marriage is part of my sunnah, and whoever does not follow the sunnah has nothing to do with it. This is what the Prophet said. So I
so
don't.
this doesn't mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I don't know.
But listen. I
But if
want
you have a
to think.
valid reason, by the way, if you truly, let's say you're a terrible person, which you might as well be, maybe you wouldn't make a good wife.
What?
I don't know.
No. He's not saying. He's not saying.
No, I'm not a terrible person, as in, maybe you have goodness. Everyone has goodness in them, but maybe you just make a bad spouse. You make a bad wife, and you make a bad wife, then it could be a good thing you don't get married.
Okay, whatever.
Listen. Marriage is a very important. Very important for women and men to do, because you wanna.
Listen, here's my advice. If you really think marriage is bad for you, then take care of your parents until they die, and then take care of your siblings' children until you die. That's my advice.
Okay, I don't.
Because listen, what else? Well, unicorn. What else is important?